Hello there everyone, welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing and actually finishing our Thrawn's Revenge 3.2 preview playthrough as the Eriadu Authority. We're not going to talk about how I said hello there, but we are going to be finishing a campaign that's been going on since the start of the year, or the end of last year, so that's always exciting. This campaign and the last campaign with Greater Maldrood are, over the last 3 months-ish, have been basically the most successful few months for the channel, just in terms of like average views per video. So thank you all for your interest and support and all that through that little while. But hopefully that'll be something we can maintain going into the next campaigns, which I don't know what they're going to be. But for now, we're going to be finishing this off. We're going to go through the remaining planets. There are, I think, 3 Independent Forces planets and 13 New Republic planets. We did finish the last episodes off by taking a few of them in space. So we've got our ground forces on Galam Tho. We've also got some ground forces over Liana, which I think we're going to start with Liana because they just captured it. Because that'll put our fleet up here, technically in a position to attack Mon Calamari, but we'll probably hold off on that for a little bit and go up towards Mon Cal. And we'll do like the fight with X1 at the end, because that'll be the long-awaited Executor versus that specific Executor versus Assertor playoff match. I'm going to get the flash blinds in, because we know they have the MPTL artillery, so anything that can fly, I think that's going to be a good option for us. But yeah, we are well into the Haven playthrough at this point, so that's going to be our main playthrough for a little while, but I do want to get into another one. I'm not sure what we're going to be playing next or when it'll start, but I do want to get another one of the short playthroughs going. Where's this so-called artillery? There it is. All right, let's try to get this landing zone.
Lancet standing by.
This lanceting zone, especially with the Imperial stuff over there. All right, let's get some tanks in. Some tanks for the memories, some AT-ATs for the memories. Let's kill an MPTL for the memories. I don't know if we're going to be able to actually kill it. Okay, you can just speed off. Speed away. Speed racer.
Ready for orders.
Okay, now that's dead. So we can leave.
As you wish.
Alright. So that's all going there. And I've talked about it a bit in the Hapen playthrough, but that playthrough is probably going to be the last one before there's like the last long one before we actually have point 2 out. We are well into the closed beta period right now. We haven't quite started the open beta period yet, but we are getting close to that. The way that I've been distributing it to the testers is basically telling them to focus on like widening the pool of factions that they're able to play with each build. So it's just the Hapens and Zinj that they haven't been able to play yet, or they've been told not to play. For all I know, they aren't listening, which would be grounds for disciplinary action, which I can't take because it's a volunteer position. There's nothing I can do to them. I can remove them, but I'm not going to. It's all the honor system. But we should be getting into the open testing soon, which is usually when we have a much better idea of like whether anything's actually super broken, and then we release. So we'll have a release date, hopefully sooner than later. Let's get you all back here. I don't know why I'm focusing on the AA turret there. Well, that's actually a good reason. Because then we can use the Lancets. So... okay, none of those need to be used. Let's get our bombing run onto here. Run away. Keep running away.
Destination ahead. Let's move.
You're gonna die. There we go. Like, I wouldn't even mind getting, doing a Fall of the Republic playthrough, because it's like an actual released version right now. We haven't really done a proper Fall of the Republic playthrough recently. Like, we've done a lot of them for, like, the single-stream Galactic Conquests. We did the shorter one, so maybe for the next, progressive campaign we do, I'll do Republic or CIS. But we also need to do a single stream one in the next couple of weeks. We'll probably put a poll up for that on Patreon. Will the CSA have access to other loot graholic variants of the ship market? No. There are no loot graholics on the ship market. That's just staying with what they have in their core roster. We're trying to kind of use the ship market for stuff that they don't have access to otherwise. So putting in something that's similar to one they already can build as much of as possible probably wouldn't be the most attractive for that purpose. There is one variant that we may, but we don't currently plan on it. Alright, let's see what else is over there. I don't want to go too far out. Hey there, Clem. Get back. Alright. Through some peer pressure from Evil Bob the Bob as well, I've been thinking of making the next donation goal a Titanic Lego build, Lego build stream series on Twitch. Because I do really want to get the Titanic Lego set, but it's expensive as shit. If I can turn that into a stream, then I can call it work, and then that's a write-off. Okay, let's get further over.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Move out. Right away. Moving to that area, sir.
Alright. Let's see. What type of generic officers do factions like the Hapens and CSA have in the Officer Academy? Well, the Hapens have... Their generic officers are all in the part of their government system with the recruitment from the House Influence. And the CSA has spawns the same way that the other factions do. They basically have similar types, similar access. We have economic planetary bonuses back. That's what the corporations are. We don't do, like, per planet abilities of, like, Meridoon gives you a 25% bonus on damage from your T2Bs, because that just wouldn't work very well. Instead, if a planet should have a discount for units or sets, you build the corporation on them, which also ties into influence. You ultimately get similar effects from that. It's just not a flat thing on the planet that typically only interests one faction that just clogs up the screen for other factions who don't care about it. Let's see. Let's invade with these guys now.
Invasion commencing.
Well, they don't really have... I think this is probably just auto-resolve, because it's mostly defensive structures and then whatever the garrison is there. Yeah. I'll probably auto-resolve a few of the ground battles that are like that. Just the ones where there's not really a battle to be had yet. Is the TOG battlecruiser coming to the mod? Yes, that is going to be on the ship market and also part of the Legitimacy. There's a few ways for different factions to get it.
Construction complete.
Alright, we'll properly invade Chardon. army needs to be split up. Well, the New Republic territory at this point is pretty much a straight line, so we're going to be going in space and then sending the army up the side. We might send some more up to that northern army, but we're not going to be attacking Mon Calamari from that direction yet, at least. So by the time we're actually up there, it's probably going to be combined with everything anyways.
Roger.
Get over there, and I should actually go up this way.
Ready for orders. This way.
Okay, we'll get the sensor. That's gonna make it up there.
Keep going.
See what we can kill in the base with our AA units. I think the Corporation is the only structure we're likely to be able to kill in this base without dying. So we'll go for that. Get over to the bridge. Get you to take cover. What's that going to provide us with? T-16s. I have enough other air power that I'm probably not going to bother sending our infantry that's already this far down for it. It'd help if you actually shot the building. Well, you're just going to die if you stay there.
As you wish. Squadron moving out.
Form up.
Okay, you still need to capture that. Let's stop them from getting over the bridge. It's all vehicles except for the garrisons from their government building. So this is going to be repairs, because our air units need that.
I copy. Reporting.
Well, the hero with the TOG battlecruiser is actually not just CSA, it's something that the CSA can get or an Imperial faction can get. Because the TOG Legitimacy group is actually something that can unlock through Legitimacy, or an Imperial group can unlock it. And then if one of them gets it, the others can't. So it's a mechanic that actually interacts with a few different places.
Order, sir.
Alright, let's get some heavier vehicles. Something a little bit more mobile for where we're going to be going.
Ready for
And let's see what they have at the base.
Yes, Commander.
Our base is under attack.
On my way.
Reporting. Target confirmed.
Alright, they are leaving the base. So let's try to get into
ready. Command received.
there and blow stuff up.
Ready to receive orders.
Brigade standing by. Order. Active armor ready.
Alright, that T2 is just it's gonna be scared. And we got there just in time for them to attack us. Nice. Well, we were already here, but I looked up here. Oh, that was my bad. All the buildings in this base are a little bit too close together. They'll probably need to be spread out a bit. That'll probably be one of the few notes for this map when we do more of the map reviews that we've been working on. We've been trying to go through all the maps. I've talked about it a little bit in some other videos, but going through all the maps we have and figuring out what works and what doesn't for them. Fixing some of that up.
The big targets are ours. Roger that.
Alright, go kill the T4. Don't let it run over you. You can leave. Just go.
Form up. Fall out.
Roger that.
Alright, now let's see what they've got there. We've got the base. Let's send the flash blinds. And even the Lancets.
Destination
Kill
ahead.
what we can.
Awaiting orders.
Awaiting orders.
We can drop some more infantry on there. Let's send our tank column up here.
Yes, Commander. Attacking target.
Kill it. Alright, I think we got him.
Ready. Fire at will.
Reporting.
Their infantry are probably going to win that particular firefight, but nope, they're leaving. Wheat. Yeah, T-78 did a really good job with the models for those hover tanks.
Building started.
I believe it was Philoraptor who did the texture for those
Building under construction.
on part of his constant ground tear. Alright, so we can send these fleets, which are now behind our lines, and send them into Kashyyyk and Goria.
Order confirmed.
Construction complete.
This fleet at Thanos, I'm probably going to leave where it is. And we'll save after we get into Kothlas. We see a Hutt ship as an influence unit or any other influence units. There will be other influence units in the future. Whether any Hutt ones will end up as influence units, I don't think so, because the Hutts are going to be their own playable faction. Like, the Hapen units became influence units when the Hapens weren't going to be there anytime soon, but the Hutts could be sooner than later.
Coming around.
Get Rudolph in. Let's get recommended daily dose of firepower.
We're
Starhammer. Kill somehow. I saved you. Let's get some anti-fighter on here. And our katana buddies. And some little tadpole for healing. And Dasher. Rose. Alright. Now let's make sure we don't just let these capital ships kill us forever. You go straight up there. You are good on that. Bombers onto the MC-90. And katanas. Power to whip. Oh, I wanted both of you. I wanted both of you. Power to weapons. Thank you. What kind of units would the Hutts have in space? The Hutts basically have a very clear design style and a lot of cannon units. Like, generally, I think when people hear, oh, there's going to be a Hutt faction, they assume, oh, there's going to be a faction where we pile a bunch of Clone Wars units together because they think it's going to be like a pirate unit faction. When they think pirate units, they think Clone Wars holdovers. But there are a lot of, like, dedicated, clear Hutt designs. There's, like, some mercenary elements to it. And some stuff like some in-universe refits of Clone Wars units that were used by the Hutts in some capacity, but there are a lot of Hutt designs to work with. And if we need to fill in the gaps with a few things, then it's a faction that is pretty easy to make new designs for. There are some, like the Cossack class, which didn't have a cannon design but were a cannon ship class, and we made a design for that, which the files for that have been sitting in the game for several versions now. Soon we'll finally have a chance to actually use them.
Garrett Commander here. Understood.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Follow, the point is that, yes, they are running meta searching.
Attack back target. Attacking target.
You got your Taradas, your Batils, your Cossacks, your Chalandions.
Reporting.
The Hutts have quite a roster without having to make anything up of ship options. A lot of them do share a lot of design language with the sail barge. Like, there's an image at the end of Essential Guide to Warfare that has a lot of the Hutt designs in it. Like, there'll definitely be an element to the Hutts of, like, criminal underworld, but the faction won't exist as just like a compilation of whatever other pirate groups people decide they can get their hands on. I mean, I did use the Cossack in the last community challenge. It wasn't even technically finished there, so those were some semi-unfinished stats.
Interceptor squad reporting.
Alright, let's save. Oh, that's not the escape button. That's the tilde button. It's important to get your buttons correct. Like we don't want to have the factions overlapping too much in units or playstyle. So we try to avoid like compilation factions. The CSA is kind of that, but we've really leaned into that with how their gameplay works with like the ship market and stuff. And even then they have a good core of their own stuff, especially on ground where the CSA has almost entirely unique roster. But there are certain other groups that overlap a bit, like the Chiss and Empire of the Hand will overlap a bit. The Imperial factions overlap a bit, but like the way we've set up the rosters for Point 2 tries to get away from that as much as possible. So we don't want to have a faction that's largely just a collection of units that we've already got in other factions sitting around, and they don't need to be that way necessarily. So there's stuff to do there.
We shall be there shortly.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's get these brownies over to Cothless. Do we still have vision on Cothless? We do. Bothawi. That's where their capital is. Now, Hutta, they have a shipyard there. They're kind of cleared out of some of their ground units. It's like... Alright. It looks like we won't want to sit on Kashyyyk for too long either. With the ion cannon. But since people have been asking, we are going to go to Mustafar and Elrud.
At once.
Broadside in the back.
Understood.
Our Quinn's Tins. Corey's Gamorrean Guard and Katana Grid.
Engines to full. Superstar destroyer.
No name, just Katana.
All batteries commence firing.
Gunship reporting.
Target at maximum range. Commander here. Firing barrage.
Alright, here we go.
All sections at your command.
And it seemed like people have enjoyed the Republic guide that I did
Engaging the enemy.
like last weekish. So this morning I finished the first draft of the CIS guide.
Engaging the enemy.
So I'm hoping to get that done this week.
Fired will.
That'll be
Engaging
posted
the
on one of the days.
All batteries commence firing.
And then once Thrawn's Revenge is out, I'm gonna
All batteries
do the
commence
same
firing.
thing for the Thrawn's Revenge factions. Probably not the Empire of the Hand for Point 2. Like, I'm gonna try to do it in...
Come about. All sections at your command, my lord.
I'm gonna try to
What are your orders?
ideally not have to redo too much with the following release.
Superstar destroyer.
But the Empire of the Hand, the New Republic, and the Empire
Fired
are
will.
all going to be changing considerably in Point 2, or in Point 3.
Commence firing.
So it'll be a little bit unavoidable.
Fired will. Carrick commander here. Carrick en route. Attacking.
Like, this is a pretty decent fleet they have, it's just... my fleet is decenter.
Awaiting your command.
Superstar destroyer.
My fleet is
ready.
twice as decenter.
All sections at your command.
In a really inconvenient spot, this... we can only hit it with, like,
Engaging the enemy.
5 of our turbo lasers.
Firing.
That looks like that's enough, though.
At your command.
Alright.
What are your orders? Regroup for another attack.
That should be enough that the Architon can...
Superstar destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy.
That's coming over.
Carrick commander here. Come about. Charge laser cannons. All sections at your command.
He better not escape because I'm...
Getting a lock.
Alright, it's not escaping.
Target locked.
How's the Empire roster going to be changing? So the Empire won't have like a roster overhaul so much as it'll have some of the stuff it gets in different eras and the way it gets to different eras changing a bit. Plus, we might start being able to get into some of the like later era units for them. Later era being the Yuzon Vong War and beyond. We might want to go up to Kashyyyk before we
Construction complete.
invade. Yeah, we might. I think we want to take Kashyyyk and Tagoria before invading Kothlas and Bothawai. It's one of the things with the New Republic and the Empire is that they don't have, like, they have a ton of units all the time. So that's a thing that we want to have some more choices or trade-offs for them. A bit more input in how they're getting their units, where they're all going. Don't have any infantry. Do up some more
Constructing unit.
stuff for that end.
Unit in production. Unit in
Constructing
production.
unit.
Training soldiers.
Okay. Tagoria. With the ion cannon and the nebula, this could actually be a bit of a problem. Not the biggest problem. We have a bunch of allegiances there. Yeah, so welcome back.
The enemy has been spotted.
I had to click on a window outside of the game. It didn't crash.
Choose your reinforcements.
It's all under control. Okay, Black Wolf,
Moving out.
Hydra,
Moving out.
and let's put in that Executor is getting very close
All out.
over on that side. They can just go for their station. Montana, Paramount. That's some fighters coming, so let's get some anti-fighter. I'm glad you could make it too, Iron Man. And we'll get our favorite hero, Fleet Commander,
Understood.
with Blitzen,
Moving
Donner, and I won't put in the Interdictor. I don't think they will be running.
Destroy the engines. Form up. Fire at will. Destroyer here.
Like, we probably won't get into actual story events or galactic conquest set in the Vong and Beyond period yet, but it'll be more like what we've done with like the Mediator and the Moncal Heavy Carrier, where we're able to start getting some of the content ready as part of the faction design.
Reporting in. Yes, Commander.
Intercepting. Roger that. Bombs away.
Awaiting orders. Direct fire on
That just makes it a lot easier to both know how we need to set up the factions and to, once we get to those periods, work on just the new factions that are necessary for it, rather than having to do 3 sides worth of stuff all at once. Which is why we didn't do 17 whole full new rosters for the Warlords all in one release. That would have been crazy.
destroyer here. I've got him. Ready for
We'd never do that.
We've got them on scopes. I copy.
These are mostly Imp 2s.
Engaging the enemy.
I think actually they're both IST 2s.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in. Roger that. Get behind them.
Okay, now we can get over to with that.
It's about to be destroyed.
Golan. I don't want to move our fleet commander because it's going to die.
The lasers
Narrow
are
in
on
position. Target locked.
awaiting your orders.
I have them now.
Move out.
Ready for command, sir. For the Empire.
All right.
Orders, sir. Commencing attack.
Where's the IPVs? Get over there.
Awaiting orders.
Current commander here. Eliminating target. Ready for command, sir. Coming around.
Awaiting
Under
command.
control. Falling out of
Target
formation.
priority is the laser cannons. The laser
There we go.
Attacking primary target.
Then once we get into Nal Hutta, with the fleet that's going in right now, we're going to just have the Republic down to Moncal as their only level 4 shipyard, or only level 4 or 3 shipyard. They're Black Wolf, captain of the Allegiance Black Wolf here. your opinion, what is better, the Ballader or the Asserter in game as a concept? I preferred the design of the Ballader. I always thought the Asserter was boring, but after I made it, I changed my opinion on that a little bit. I like it more now than when I started making it. But let's send these guys into Kessel. In game, I typically like pocket SSDs, so the Bellator, more than I like the biggest ones, like the Asserter, because you can fit in more stuff around them. Like, you can have more support elements while still getting a lot of the benefits that you'd get from an SSD. No, like, they're each doing different things. Like, in raw numbers, the Asserter is better if you're just looking at it in a vacuum, but once you take into account that it takes up more money, more pop cap, there's pluses and minuses to both there. Bring in Taxi Service, Rise of the Federation, Vader's Fist, Less Leaky Bucket, Firehawk. Alright, and into the station.
Star Destroyer standing by.
The Finland's asking, are the Elrood Sector heroes and the other heroes you get when you conquer planets as EA and Greater Maldrood still going to be valuable in point 2? Are they going to be legitimacy? So they're all legitimacy groups. The Elrood Sector heroes, the Antimeridian Sector, Morja, they're all legitimacy groups now. Which is partially helpful because it's more consistent ways to have those available to more groups without us needing to just shove random heroes in more factions like we had to before. And it also helps us because it means we don't necessarily have to have those planets in as many galactic conquests. Because when we have so many factions we'll need to worry about, okay, you might not actually get that killed before the raid fleets here. But yeah, the reason they were put where they were is because we did need to find some other heroes for a lot of those warlord factions that were less fleshed out in lore, and being able to recruit other groups just made sense. But that has since obviously been fleshed out more itself as a concept into the raid or into the legitimacy groups. So with us focusing on redoing all the galactic conquest maps next release in point 3, not having to have like Elrood and Antimeridius in all the progressives is nice as well. Which doesn't mean they won't be in them, just that we don't have to worry about putting them in so that Maldrood and Eriadu can have access to heroes, because now they have all the spicy legitimacy to work off of.
Roger that.
Alright.
Reporting.
So let's invade. We want Kashyyyk before anything else gets destroyed. You wouldn't get the planets by getting the legitimacy group generally.
Yes, Commander. This way. Orders, sir. Choose your
Not much has changed on the map to match the mechanics yet, because it's just trying to edit the forces on the map at this point would have been a lot of work that we just
over there.
couldn't reasonably get done in a short period. But
Reporting.
is there a chance of the Exhibitor or Liberator being added? I don't know what those are.
Keep going.
Generally, fan-in units from other places we don't do.
T2B over.
There's a chance of like a Fractal Sponge submod in the future.
Aerial artillery reporting.
If any of our artists want to make
go.
some of the ships that Fractal has designed that aren't official designs. But beyond that, that's only if one of the artists wants to,
This
and
way.
that'd be a
Over there.
sub-mod.
Targeting.
Beyond that, there's enough to work off of in Legends,
Yes, Commander.
or canon in Imperial
Over
Reign.
there.
But
Yes, sir.
Order acknowledged.
Moving to destination. Roger.
Brigade standing by. Moving to armor ready. Moving. Just give me a target.
get out of there.
Artillery
Now deploy.
online.
Ready for orders. At the ready.
Rip.
Ready to receive orders. Engines activated. Blast them out. Receiving orders. As you wish.
Okay, we'll need to come back around with that. We need an AT-AT.
On my way, sir.
And let's bring in Palpatine, because there's definitely going to be some infantry to worry about here. And that's his specialty.
Roger that. Enemy.
All right, men, take cover.
Attack.
Support order acknowledged.
Comlink active. Attacking.
Well,
Squadron.
I was hoping I'd be able to just go in and out with the...
Firing.
There you go.
Transit proceeding.
Gotta do it that way.
Ready. As you wish, sir. Form up. Next one. On my way. Iron sword ready.
Can we actually get up anywhere here? I do like this map, but one thing that I would really like to do with it is make some of the terrain a little bit more readable. I don't think the surgical unit's going to be super helpful there for us right now.
Walker moving to
Can you hit this from the bottom? You can.
Bombing run available.
armor transport ready.
You can't use the bombing run until we can destroy that shield.
Form up.
That Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Command received.
Yeah, Storm Commandos are a legitimacy group. You can't get them in the current public release, but with Legitimacy in point 2, you will be able to.
Attack that target. Reporting in. Armor ready.
Alright, Palpatine, go and be mean to these people.
Just give me a target. Tank brigade ready. Let's move out. Roger that. Form up. Right away. Affirmative. Let's go.
Providing backup.
Awaiting orders. I have the target in sight.
Alright, can we shoot that again, please?
Moving out.
Please?
Awaiting your order.
Where's Palpatine? You're nearly up here.
Copy.
I think he needs to get to this structure over there.
I copy.
Okay, run. Just run. Okay. I'm gonna kill that one. So you can just get through it. And now... lightning. Just get in there.
Moving out.
Unit destroyed.
Nuclear ordnance. Keep going.
Reporting.
Alright. That's... all dead. I think it's mostly this tree here. And this one. I wish Empire at War was like any other game where if the stuff was in front of the camera, I could just not render it. That'd be pretty sick.
Yes.
Get a weird accent when he says me and you may, they may, something fall before me.
Form up.
They will fall before
I
me.
copy. Yes, sir.
Both of those should get through. Obviously, the orbital bombardment's going to get through, but I think the bombers will as well. They are. And then we're good.
The time has come. I bring darkness.
I think those are mostly Wookiees. But there's got to be a field base up there. So we're going to send Palpatine up to kill them all. There it is.
I rise. I have foreseen this.
Okay, deploy it so your head can just spin around and Palpatine can come kill anyone else who's alive.
Immediately. I will arrive shortly.
I copy.
Do we have enough aerial units for this? I'm gonna scout that out. Okay, they should be fine now.
I am ready.
Right. I think we've killed most of the actual units here. We shouldn't have to worry about too much on the auto-resolve. Yeah.
Control achieved.
Perfect. And what's on Tagoria? That should be... That's really just the garrisons from that and that. Which map is this? Is that the one that we did in one of the last battles in the last stream?
Building under construction.
Departure back to set.
Sometimes it's hard to tell from the overhead view.
AT ready.
The Empire has surrendered.
Tactical battle imminent.
Yeah, the New Republic took them off, so they lost a planet and surrendered. Ooh boy, they do have that left, because that would have killed Dala as the leader. That would have gotten them below 3 planets, which is actually 0 planets. There are some maps where the number to integrate is 0 planets, but that means we have reintegrated the Empire. Painus.
We're moving out.
Iron Hand of Justice. Fleet Commander. More Fleet Commanders. Another Fleet Commander. Furious Abyss. Okay, I think with what we got here, pretty well set up for
Watch for enemy
killing another diver. Goes to Knight's Revenge. Fate Weaver. Queen Amidala's Revenge. Poor Man's Torpedo Sphere. Out of Delvardia. Little Gravita. Glory Hammer. Stone Ocean. And upgraded Potato Fritter.
Gladiator at your command.
Form up.
Decided on what the next all-day stream is going to be. So, I haven't decided on either the single stream Galactic Conquest or on what our next 12-hour stream is going to be. Because I hit 40,000 subscribers, so thank you for that as well. But that's been a long time goal for a 12-hour stream. Usually I break out the RimWorld at some point during that. I don't know what else we're going to do. Probably some Empire at War somewhere in there.
Reporting.
Danny, the Star Destroyer reporting.
maybe some Ascendancy as well. But I'm not 100% sure. I might do some planning with community input. See what people want to watch. Maybe do it on a day that I can coordinate with some other people to play some multiplayer on of some kind. RimWorld is something where I always want to play it, and then because I've done it on those streams, I never end up continuing those saves. So it might not be the best choice for those. Like FTL, I think probably ends up being a better choice to do somewhere on it, and then do RimWorld as like a regular stream. But I want to play RimWorld all the time. So. They're usually a nice opportunity to work in some stuff we don't often get to play otherwise. I think for one of them, I remember doing some Halo, but what the heck? But there was one where I like lost my voice and couldn't talk for the last 4 hours. But I might be conflating a few things there. Because I'm definitely thinking some FTL, some Galactic Battlegrounds, maybe some Empire War Skirmish. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it yet either, is the other thing. No, I've never played any modded FTL. I'm not a big fan of mods in general, in case anyone couldn't tell. I think what they had on Tagoria was probably auto-resolve territory. I think we're in save territory as well. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do a Patreon poll for our next single stream Galactic. Actually, I probably shouldn't do Patreon polls for that. Because that's more of like a broader community. Everyone donated for... yeah, everyone donates for those. So Patreon, I'll probably do a poll on a regular playthrough. And then donation goal one, I'll do like a community poll on the YouTube channel. I think that's more fair. Alright, let's see what we have sitting around spy-wise.
Moving out. Brigade standing by. Ready to go. Course approved.
Use Zinj for the next campaign. We did a single stream Galactic Conquest as Zinj. I don't know that we've done a regular Zinj playthrough other than that. Oh, they took South speaking.
Constructing.
Got the South.
Beginning.
So the units that were retreating went to South. Let's see what they actually have there. Where they attack me.
Building started.
AT-AT ready.
Got a new air progression for the Empire. So the thing with the Empire, the New Republic, and the Empire of the Hand is they are going to be getting some significant changes with the next version. So they'll definitely be getting playthroughs in the 0.3 cycle. I just don't know if... what order that's going to be in. Because it's obviously something that comes later in that cycle. We can probably...
standing by.
do a playthrough now and not repeat super quickly. Zinj might not be a bad choice for a shorter campaign, like the Maldrood one was. It's just the campaign map options for it aren't great. But there's still one or two things we do need to finish with Zinj, like the aggressor. And by one or two things, I mean that one. Well, I guess Tiber and Uri's hero coding is kind of messy too.
Construction complete. Building started.
But that is built. That's building.
Under construction.
What's on Kessel?
Construction complete.
I think Kessel's our next invasion.
Transport cleared.
Maybe it'll be Zinj. As our next full playthrough, like our next air progressive, I do think it ought to be
Construction.
CIS or Republic. Okay, now oh, you're good. Like, all of their actual units are just gone.
Constructing unit.
They have still 9 planets left. 6% of the military. I don't know what they have on like Mon Cal that's contributing to any of that. Will new factions be added in 0.3? Yes, they'll be added. I don't know that any will become playable though. There will be some new factions on the map, but we're not going to make it
Heading out.
a particular goal to make any of them be playable, to finish any of them, like we did with the Hapes in this release. This fleet we are sending to Dasucha. This fleet we are sending to Elysia.
Heading out.
I don't know how much money they have right now. They have some money. So they are spending some money. They are building some stuff. It's just, I don't know where or what exactly at the moment.
Invasion commencing.
We'll do this one. Because, like, since we're focusing on the galactic maps, like redoing all the galactic conquests in 0.3, we want to make sure that we are accounting for future factions in that. And with all the factions that are coming up, we have something done for everyone.
On my way, sir.
Like, obviously there will be some maps added in the future beyond that, but like redoing all the maps that we already have.
Maximum unit capacity. Awaiting orders.
So
Advancing.
Reporting. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Constructing.
So that'll mean like a lot of the factions that are going to become playable in the future become non-playable in 0.3 with at least 1 or 2 units.
Going.
And maybe some have more than that. Maybe some of them are done enough that we decide to go full playable with them and get like a basic government mechanic done.
Over there.
But it's not like
Construction.
0.2 where there was the stated goal going in that Hapens have to be done for that to be playable, or that we were going to redo all the Warlord factions.
Ready.
Because the Empire, the New Republic, and the Empire of the Hand are going to get most of the factional work in 0.3.
Incoming.
Beginning construction. We've secured. Destroyed.
This is kind of rough. When are you releasing this? We have said that 0 times, actually. We don't have a release date yet. We are in beta, so once we get to the second stage of the beta, to the open beta stage, then we'll have a better idea of when we'll be able to release, and we'll have a release date. But for now, we do not know. What's your favorite lunch food? Chicken wings. Is chicken wings a lunch food?
Attacking target.
Because it's chicken
Roger
wings.
that.
I mean, dinner food, lunch food, breakfast food, it's chicken wings.
Moving out.
That was the... So I was a vegetarian for 4 years. Or 3 years. 3 or 4 years. Either way.
Acknowledged.
And
Form up. Destination set.
the only food that I really missed was chicken wings. I'm a picky eater, so it was difficult, or it was expensive because I'd basically just bought like meat substitutes, so like fake chicken, fake everything. Like I didn't mind not having steaks. I didn't mind not having like chicken breast. There was good substitutes for almost everything but chicken wings.
As you wish, General. Right away. Targeting.
What do you mean I have no control over what I eat? Am I in some sort of like weird Matrix situation? Alright, the script failed for the victory point there.
Tank brigade ready. Yes, Commander.
Oh, they definitely have... Oh, that's why.
Affirmative.
They have a planetary shield.
Go.
Didn't fail. I just didn't read the other thing. I was too busy thinking about chicken wings.
Proceeding.
Chicken. There's no such fucking... Okay, look. I like Scalp. Scalp's my friend. He's a bit of a zoomer, but what can you expect?
Target acquired.
He's a zoomer. But boneless wings are not chicken wings. They're not. They're just fucking popcorn chicken, basically. They're not bad because of that. It's just they're not chicken wings. It's not a thing.
Target.
And someone who spends most of the stream
Attacking.
keeping their feet in their webcam isn't gonna convince me otherwise. Look, I had popcorn chicken for lunch. Food Basics has like really cheap giant bags of chicken that you can buy, which make quick lunches. So I had that for lunch. It's actually very good. But is it a chicken wing? No.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, I'm going to let Delvardus handle this one. I'm going to put him in command.
Choose your reinforcements. Full ahead
So Delvardus, you got that. We got Eriadu Warlord Star over there with our Quinstins and Broadside Squared backing him up. I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry, I had to cool down a bit. Just so angry about boneless chicken wings.
Super Star Destroyer
Just can't take it anymore.
I copy.
Destroyed heroes respawn on? No. Outside of specific heroes who have like mechanics around that, like General Grievous or some of the warlords, who have like degrading flagships. It's on Dasucha. It's actually a lot of production.
Building under construction.
Who are you, Den? Turk brand. They have my brand. I have special eyes. Okay, no HP guns there, or ion cannons. No ion cannons there. No ion cannons there. We need some eyes on the Maw. Were they at 4 structures there already? I guess that's what they were spending their money on
Construction
that.
complete.
Right away.
Tactical battle imminent.
Okay. Yeah, the hero versions of the like unit versions of the heroes are separate from
Choose your reinforcements.
whether or not they're eligible for political office. Think of it like Fire Emblem, where if a unit dies, if it's story important, it can still do some stuff in the background. There's actually going to be 1 or 2 heroes in Fall of the Republic that you can get back as the Republic that way, I think.
Confirmed. Coming around.
After all, like doing the
Destroyer standing by.
boarding of the Invisible Hand without Obi-Wan or Anakin
Locking
Yes,
on.
Commander.
be difficult.
Enemies in range.
Await
Target
your
locked.
Fallout. Awaiting your command.
And I always think I want ribs. I don't always think I want ribs. When I think I want ribs, I think I want them, and then they're... I don't know, they always let me down, but I guess I've just spent too much time eating, like, shitty, cheap ribs. And if I got proper ribs, I'd... It's been a long time since I've either had homemade ribs or proper ribs. It's always been, like, Swiss Chalet quality or worse.
Copy.
He's headed your direction.
Hey, Black Wolf.
I copy. Open fire.
Attack formation.
Targets in the enemy Hannah base.
Dana and I are going to be ordering dinner for my birthday. So my birthday's Thursday. We're going to have dinner and watch, I think, Spider-Man Friday. But I don't know what... Thank you, Oddsall, for the $7 donation saying, I think if you sum up my tips, I should just become a Patreon, but I've gotten a job, so in October I'll send you part of my first paycheck. Thank you very much. Congratulations on the job. Honestly, whatever's most convenient for people. They want to donate or not. I'm perfectly happy either way. Let's save again so we don't lose any progress. I do wish I could put in, like, more... do some of the patron rewards for donating. It's just the overhead there becomes unreasonable. Like the name ships and stuff. Is it buffering for everyone? I hope not. Eh. Hopefully that's just up there. That says the connection's fine. That says the connection's fine. Okay, cool. Like there's a little preview window in YouTube Studio that shows you what your stream looks like, and that's buffering, so I was very scared. But I never pay attention to that, so I don't know how typical that is.
Complete.
See what the New Republic has there. And what do these say? Is the Empire back on the charts? They own a planet? Yeah, they own a planet. They're losing 240 credits per week. They are not going to be a threat. They're using you always mouse drag highlight units. So I'm never big on hotkeys in games. I've never been big on it, and especially when I started YouTube, the way my desk would be organized is I'd have my microphone in front of me and my keyboard would be behind that. And because of the size of the desk I had, it was just inaccessible. So I got so used to not using hotkeys that even though my setup now has my keyboard right in front of me, it's just not a habit for me. I just stick with not using the hotkeys. That's all it really is. Plus, it makes it a bit easier when people are watching to, like, see everything I'm doing with my mouse. So if I'm using the mouse for everything, then everyone knows, like, oh, this happened because he clicked on the button, he's selecting his units there. Whereas if I do hotkeys, like, it's not necessarily as clear.
Constructing. Choose your
Which isn't a huge impact, but there is,
Order acknowledged.
like, some element of that.
Command received.
reinforcements on.
Do an all-ground hero invasion? Yeah, we can do that for the next battle. What's that capture? That is a sensor.
Yes, Commander.
Palpatine, you're gonna be fine just going up there on your own.
Right away. Moving out.
Copy. Keep going.
Reporting in. Heading out.
Did they have... was one of these a shield? No, because that wouldn't be charging.
Got a lock. Attack. Ball out. Fire.
This is one where they do have a lot of garrisons.
This way.
Standing by. Open fire. Attack that
Here's
target.
the tax agency. Unfortunate that it's
Let's move it.
farthest up.
Let's go.
I mean, it makes sense for them, but... Thank you, Blake, for the $10 donation, saying, Happy early birthday, love Father Republic, finishing up a CS. Large progressive, haven't been able to get the bolstering support mission to complete it, even after taking Umbara. Any suggestions? Well, first, thank you. I'm not sure what would be preventing that. It might have just missed out on the actual capturing event. The mission coding, well, it generally works. It is like an older, messier setup for it, and it is something that I want to completely recode for the next release. So, unfortunately, if it's not finishing, then there wouldn't be much you can do there. You might be able to, like, bait the Republic into capturing the planet again, and then
Into position.
retaking it right after that. But other than that, unfortunately, I don't have much else I can suggest.
Yes, Commander.
Well, the thing with the objectives round is, I keep thinking that this is an older build than it is. But I didn't think those happened until, like, February for some reason, because COVID time. So it's just a...
Let's move out.
In the Hapes playthrough, I'm more in the habit of looking at that. For, like, the shield and everything. But in this one, it's just less of a...
Lancet standing by.
It just feels like it shouldn't have been that recent. Or that old.
Aerial artillery reporting. Attack. Keep going.
Yeah, I need you to just fly away. I need you to not die.
Fire.
Following your lead.
So, can you be bombed? Make sure that we get rid of the AA turret before our bombers get through here. Palpatine just killing everything. We need to stop those infantry from coming through here.
At the ready. Engines active.
Yeah, the Havens is a turtlier faction,
Fire.
and as a new faction have been interesting to do. Especially with a faction that does play so differently from what people would expect or would be used to, like lacking a large ship. It's probably going to be one where there's a lot of an adjustment period for people. I was definitely nervous going into the first episode, whether something would like just completely break or
Building started.
people just wouldn't like the faction, but I think people will enjoy it. Like, with all of the factions, the way we set them up from now on, the intent with them is going to be having them have a more defined play style and be a bit more niche. Like the New Republic and Empire are more generalist and they're more friendly to new players, which is good because they're like the faction that most people would be coming into and playing first. But with the other factions beyond them, like with all the Warlords, with the Hapen, with the Killiks, the Chiss, the Empire of the Hand, the Hutts, whatever, then CSA, then there's nothing wrong with it not appealing to everyone. Like, if we're doing our jobs well, then none of them should be super annoying to fight against. But there'll probably be a significant number of people with each faction that thinks like, okay, this faction's not for me.
Reinforcements cancelled. Moving out.
Acknowledged.
Presic,
En route.
Snowball.
Reinforcements en route.
Yeah, Palpatine doesn't fuck around.
Don't get in my way.
We'll clear the way for you.
I don't think I've played on this map before. How strong are Storm Commandos and Escort Carriers? They are good.
Start your approach. We want
High Hunters are pretty good. So, like the
your orders, Commander. I anticipate no problems.
Reporting.
the unit itself, like the Escort Carrier itself, is not necessarily the best, but you're kind of getting it for the
I'll get there. I enjoy the hunt.
I am ready. What is
for the
your
fighters,
order? You
like
can
most
start
other
your
carriers.
advance
Awaiting orders.
The dark side is
Yeah, like with the Havens, you need to make sure that you're turtling up a bit more, choosing your engagements a bit better. Because you can take even fights, or you can take skewed fights, but if you mess it up, you have more of a chance of losing a greater proportion of your forces, which is what happened to the Hapens a lot in the in-universe as well.
As you command. They call that.
You do have a longer retreat time currently. You do.
Destroyed.
no one commands me. Run while you
It's actually pretty difficult to get to a 300 stack and just roll over with it. Because, like, you need more units to get up to 300 pop cap than you would with other factions because they're smaller. Like, they're definitely on the quality over quantity side for the size of the units, but they take longer to build, so losses are... You really need to try to avoid them. You want to make sure you're going through battles in a reasonable way. Like, you know, you don't want to get into a brawl that you can't handle.
must accelerate our plans.
We ran into an issue with the Reaper at the end of the last episode, killing off our Ethor defenses, but the fleet we have going into Ethor should take care of what's left there. And if we had a shipyard, it would have been a bit easier. Like, you really want to turtle up your defenses on the planets you take that are going to be on your borders, and
Will.
that leaves you a bit more free to act in other areas.
I shall crush the rebellion. I rise.
Let's go back down there.
I'm here, sir.
We have
Well, we should just kill this structure.
I will arrive shortly.
Copy.
And Boba, can you go down there? Your favorite bounty hunter in Thrawn's Revenge?
Yes.
We don't have that many right now. So Alright, we don't get bombing runs because of the turbulent atmosphere.
I want them destroyed.
I think Dengar, maybe?
Reporting in. Location confirmed. Right behind you.
I think it's Dengar. Yeah, it's a nice map. I haven't played on it yet, so I'm glad it was in. I think it was finished pretty close to when this playthrough started.
Construction complete.
Moving out.
This is the base game now, Hutta, still, so I think I might auto-resolve this one. Yeah.
Invasion commencing. System conquered.
Glad I didn't auto-resolve Elysian. Let's see what maps. Bothwa is the base game, Bothwa 1. Bothless. Base game Alderaan 1, I think. Honor is the base game Honor 1? Yeah.
Construction.
They do actually have some units there. They have Silgal. Is that a ground-to-space weapon there? No. Okay, I think we can handle this with the Asserter.
Heading to destination.
Is there any difference between the buildable Jedi unit and Fall of the Republic and Thrawn's Revenge? Not really. They're both similarly broken right now. Or not broken, just... broken. Broken's probably the right word. Zuckuss is obviously the best bounty hunter. We need Zuckuss and Forlom in the mod. The fact that we don't have them yet is a travesty.
Blast them.
Absolute shame.
At once.
Nabil and Pritik. Pritik, please.
Form up.
Okay, you guys need to get up there.
Reinforcements en route. All sections at your command, my lord.
See if you can kill the shipyard
Super
first.
Star Destroyer ready.
Awaiting order. Comlink active.
Once we're done with this battle, I'm gonna throw up a pole.
All batteries commence firing.
Awaiting your orders. Roger that.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Awaiting orders. Forward. Awaiting your command.
All sections at your command, my lord. Fire at will.
I think Forlom should be reasonably easy for us to do. Zuckuss is a bit more difficult.
All sections at
Because Forlom is just like 3PO's body, different head that we can use.
Destroyer ready.
Zuckuss less so.
Engaging the enemy.
Commander.
Copy. Attack that
Reporting
target.
in. Roger that.
Okay.
Attacking target.
All sections at
It's a shame that alt-tabbing stops the game.
Fire at will.
Gotta have the window focused.
Destroyer here. Our target priority is the laser cannons. Attacking.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, we want to kill the shipyard before we kill the
sections at your command.
garrisons.
Copy. I'm running out of maneuvers. The lasers are our target.
Always got to do that.
Get over
We have the opportunity.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
What's the raid fleet? I am not scared.
All sections at your command, my lord.
Under attack.
All
Okay, if
batteries
you can't hit the shipyard, then you can hit this.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Go after the stragglers.
The lasers are our target. Firing.
Well, it's not that alt-tabbing crashes, it's that it pauses the game. Like, if I don't have the window focused, it pauses it. Because I play in windowed mode anyway, so I don't crash from changing the window.
Destroyer ready.
Reporting. We've got them on scopes.
It's just, if I wanted to set up the pole, then I can't do that right now, because...
Fire at will. Engaging the enemy.
Star destroyer.
Otherwise, the game would just stop, and that'd look awkward for everyone.
Super
I'm gonna do it on
Destroyer
the end screen.
reporting. Come about. All sections at your command, my lord.
Yeah, we kill them all.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
This is the Asserter, not the Mandator 3. Is it a viable tactic to leave your enemy heroes alive so you get the one you integrate a faction? Yep. We kind of did that with Tavira in this playthrough. You can't do it with the enemy faction leaders, other than the bug with Palpatine in this build, but you can try to avoid killing the enemy heroes and hope you get them.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
See, that's one of the reasons that I'd want to do a Pentastar playthrough, because we never got a chance to use the Mandator in this cycle, and there were a few other units that weren't done. Like, we did the Pentastar alignment right at the start of the Warlord reworks, which they had most of their stuff done, but there's 2 or 3 units that they didn't have done. There's something new there. So them or Zinj, I think, are both good options. I think that's auto-resolve-y. Sorry, Silgal. You're still one of my favorite Jedi. Maybe my favorite of the new Jedi Order, but yeah, unfortunately we're not going to get any more real Legitimacy groups. There was an issue with the script at the time. You leave the Eclipse alive and integrate it? No, because that would count as an SSD. SSDs and faction leaders both prevent integration. Because that would get a little silly. All silly.
Yes, my lord.
We shall be there shortly.
Alright. So we're going to have Nighthammer handle one of the last battles for the New Republic.
Right away.
And the Asserter handle them all. Yeah, there was an issue with the script before, where it wasn't properly removing the ones that you'd already gotten from the table of options it could unlock, which doesn't unlock the group again, because it has the limit on the buildable item still. But it does mean that because it tries to empty out, or the way it worked at this point, it tries to empty out the highest level and go down to the lowest level. It'd just keep unlocking the same 3. But the way it works now, that bug has been fixed. The way it works now is each one you unlock goes up a level, and then you get one at tier 5, and then after that it's any random one from tier 1 through 4. Thank you for becoming a member again, Silver Lexus. Very appreciated.
Roger that.
We're on the move.
Better anti-rocket ship. And with that,
Your command, sir.
Stop Jammer Time has jammed them and stopped them. Our Quinn's Tins can come in now.
Sections at your command, my lord. Fired with
Bye-bye, Boon Massa.
Yes, sir. Acquire a target.
taking fire.
Destroy it.
But yeah, so all those legitimacy issues have been hammered out. And then
What are your orders?
yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, I went and did like 30 icons to
I copy. Open fire.
get the icons for all the iconless legitimacy units, or legitimacy heroes.
Engaging the enemy.
Mostly using AI-generated stuff.
Charge laser cannon.
So I just sat there on artflow.ai, typing in descriptions until I got something I liked.
Attacking target. Roger that.
Which did help me figure out some keywords to get
Reporting.
a consistent art style, or consistent-ish. Not the ideal way to go. Like, ideally, if we had a budget, we would commission people
All sections at your command,
to make
my lord.
actual art.
Star Destroyer
But
standing by.
there's just so many things to do, and it's not a project with a budget, so...
Star Destroyer ready. All batteries commence firing.
Copy.
Bomber standing by. What are your orders?
Like, Valerie does a bunch of icons. She did the CSA ones, and she wanted to do
Engaging the
the
enemy.
Haven ones, even though she'd mostly retired from the team.
Watch your back.
Charge
But
laser cannons.
trying to ask her to do
Carrot commander
6
here.
trillion hero icons would be a little bit much for one person.
All sections at your command, my lord. Fire at will. Super Star Destroyer ready. All sections at your command,
Yes,
my lord.
Commander.
Reporting. Come about.
Alright. They had nothing left. Nothing to oppose us. Aw, Beth said stop, got stopped.
Tactical battle imminent.
Into the maw?
Choose your reinforcements. Reinforcements cancelled. Reinforcements
Nope.
cancelled.
That
Confirm.
the rendering on the black hole threw me off.
Choose your reinforcements.
Can't actually put stuff there. Alright. Junan's Ghost. Coming on this side. With Pritik. Able.
Reinforcements en route.
And Surveyor. You are not an interdictor.
Destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy.
I think destroying the shipyard
Star Destroyer reporting.
is a good first goal.
For your orders.
Copy. Full
Well, gotta get over here.
All sections at your command, my lord.
How many heroes can you get at max? There's no maximum. There's a practical maximum.
Carry commander here.
There's a hard limit on just however many
40.
the different
All sections at your
mechanics end
command,
up giving you. But
All batteries commence firing.
Yes,
as long as there's some available, you can keep going with them, and that can get into the dozens and dozens.
Super Star Destroyer
Like, the Imperials end up with a lot available to them. They can end up getting at once if
Engaging
they
the enemy.
go deep on the legitimacy trees. But it's unrealistic to get,
All sections
like,
at your
every
command,
group.
my lord.
Like, statistically, you probably won't unlock all of them.
Firing.
And statistically, the other factions are going to get some as well. Then you can technically also get the ones from the enemy factions if you integrate,
Reporting.
Yes, Commander.
not including their faction leaders or SSDs. So that could be theoretically a bunch of heroes.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy.
know where to run. Your commander.
So you can get a ton of them.
Keep going.
All sections
Like in this playthrough, we've gotten a ton on the
commence firing.
ground, or a ton on the ground and in space, really, from
All ahead full.
Legitimacy unlocks. Plus, we've gotten a good number from taking over the enemy factions. So that should give a decent idea of what you should probably expect on average.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Fire at will.
Reporting in. Attack commencing.
What happened to Rasoon? Rasoon and Dangor, along with Shea Hublin, are up in the Pentastar space.
Priority is the laser.
I figure the ones that we've used the most for prior campaigns could sit it out, because we had more fleets than the enemy had planets, really.
Target priority is the laser.
Who's your favorite hero? I don't know.
My
I
lord.
don't know that I have a favorite hero.
Engaging the enemy.
Okay, let's kill those engines that we don't worry about them
Roger that.
leaving.
Attacking.
Well, you need to finish off the garrisons.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Well, Shunan's Gigant. I think I called it Ghost earlier. I don't know why. Kill the units.
Attack formation.
What are your orders?
I copy. Moving.
Where are the others?
Reporting.
All sections at your command, my lord.
Yeah, we need to kill some turbo lasers before that kills our IPV.
Firing.
Our precious IPV.
Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will. Engaging the enemy.
Lumaya has been fun to use in the last two campaigns. as one of the new Jedi heroes. Like,
Engaging the enemy.
I like Silgul for the New Republic.
Fire at will. Engaging the enemy.
Sora Bulk for the CIS is fun.
Fire at will.
Form up. Attacking.
Superstar Destroyer.
Jack fell in the Empire of the Hand.
Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence.
Well, like, they got killed by the Majestics on the way in anyways.
Commander here.
We lost Nabil.
Destroyer here. The lasers are
All
off.
sections.
For a campaign where we've had so many more heroes than we normally do,
Superstar
I've gotten way fewer of them killed.
Fire at will.
Kind of disappointing, because I used to live for the comments on, like, people being angry if I lose a hero.
Fire at will.
Those were always fun.
Engaging the enemy.
Copy. Targeting.
All sections at your command, my lord. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will.
Those engines, and that should be it for the New Republic in space.
What are your orders? Charge laser cannons.
I copy. Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Oh.
Victorious.
Yeah, Delta Squad in space was a really popular hero in Let's Plays for like a week and a half.
Retreat aborted.
I think Shaq and Ek both managed to lose them at the same time. Oh, that's just that one.
Heading out.
Yeah, it's,
On my way, sir.
let's play with it. I think it was like Shaq's. I think Shaq's only done 2 Fall of the Republic playthroughs, like the one when the mod first came out and now, so whichever his prior one was. And then Ek did a series when it came out as well. I think it was on 0.5.
Let's move out.
Fallout.
Yeah, we need to be in a position to go in there. Delvardus, you're gonna go show the rest of the Empire
Yes, my lord.
what happens.
Building under construction.
What's actually left other than that? I think there were 3 independent planets, so that must have actually been including South Beacon. The floor there did not exist. Everyone's negative. Minus 6,800%. Weird way to calculate it. New Republic with just those 2. That's Bothway and Cothless. Independent has 3. So it wasn't South Beacon. Where's the 3rd? Oh, Morja. Got Morja.
Invasion commencing. Planetary control achieved.
On my way, sir.
Building started. Construction complete.
Singe's at minus 300%.
Invasion commencing.
Your favorite capital ship? The Starhawk. Is not in the mod yet, technically. I was hoping to get that out before point 2, but then it ended up being like we'd have to do it twice. So it wasn't worth it. Different stat systems.
Reinforcements.
Right away. Moving out. Destination set.
At maximum unit capacity. Let's move out. Order acknowledged.
Ready to receive orders.
We'll kill that. You can all go in the main base that way.
Comlink active. Attack that target.
Yes, Commander.
Want to get
Affirmative, sir.
The time has come.
the landing zones.
The dark side is strong.
Order, sir. Attacking. Reporting.
Reporting. Let's
Or Bothans.
Awaiting orders.
Heading out.
Oh, okay, yeah. Put it down, because we want it. It's supposed to work for us now.
Roger that.
We'll provide back.
Transport ready. Form up. On the way.
That turret is really, really hurting.
Orders. Receiving orders.
We need to kill that turret.
Form up. Weapons armed. Copy. Cut through them. Awaiting your
There you go.
I copy. Targeting.
Now, Palpatine, you're going into the base.
Awaiting your
May as well send these down that way.
Keep going. Reporting. Yes, sir. As you wish.
Unit destroyed.
More flying things, I suppose?
I copy. This way. Over there.
Palpatine can handle all this on his own.
Take cover.
Yes, Commander. Ready. Lancer standing by.
Palpatine, definitely a little OP.
Destroyed.
I shall
But what do you expect?
Unit destroyed.
Galactic Emperor. Not supposed to last forever, technically.
destiny lies under my rule. You shall
Aerial artillery reporting.
If we were the Empire, I think he would have been gone by now.
no one survives. I go.
He is the Senate. Senate versus Senate, who wins? The Senate.
Conquered. Constructing.
Which fleet gets to go and do the honors of taking Morja?
Let's go.
Doing Morja first. Go with you. Of course, Cruel would have made this a lot, this last part, probably still like 4 or 5 episodes worth of time trying to invade the New Republic. But after the Empire of the Hand and Pentastar Alignment playthroughs were as long as they were, having the Maldrood and Eriadu ones be slightly shorter and a little less stressful was nice. Okay, you are going to be attacking Mustafar.
All ahead full.
Delvardus can go and finish off the Empire.
Tactical battle imminent.
Can send in Dangor for Elrude, maybe.
Look, sir. It's
Combine Dangor and Shehoblin.
Choose your reinforcements.
Okay, finish off the Empire.
Heading out.
All the Imperials who decided to stand against you.
En route.
Roger. Heading out, sir. Yes, sir.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Technically didn't need to stop the retreat, but
The laser systems online is ready.
Ready. Course set.
All sections at your command, my lord. Fire at will.
stop killing off my missiles. That's my first tip.
Is ready, sir.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will. Getting a lock. All sections at your command, my lord.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy.
No, the The victory condition is all planets controlled, so it should still... It shouldn't end the game when there's still independent forces left.
Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will. Engaging the enemy. All batteries
The real question is, do we win this battle before the raid fleet comes in?
engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will. Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will. Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing.
We do. There it goes. Goodbye, Empire.
System conquered.
Oh, never mind. Does do that. Do-do-do-do. Saw the scores there.
Construction complete.
Moving to coordinates.
No one saw anything, and we're going over here.
Yes, my lord.
Order confirmed.
So just pretend all that New Republic territory isn't free. I may as well just give you a Pathfinder up here. You're going down to Eriadu. Another ground force. Here.
Destination set.
We are invading Morja.
Tactical battle imminent.
Quite the independent fleet they have.
Inbound.
Choose your reinforcements.
A lot of fighters.
Right away. Moving out.
Make sure it's less fighters.
All out. Let's move out. Let's go. Location confirmed.
Alright, we're gonna get Tarkin's Fist on the XQ. Maybe small, but I pack a punch. Saskatoon Berry Pie, and Eriadu, where's my Star Destroyer? I don't think we need more than that.
I command. Yes, Commander. Reporting.
Maybe we do. When you side forward, there we go. Now we're full up. I don't know why I didn't just bother with that at first, but... Yeah, we're saving Mustafar for last.
Awaiting instructions.
The thing that I said I was gonna do first with the asserter. I think it's fitting.
Over there.
Yeah, Providences are part of the Revolt spawn possibilities, as well as being on the ship market. But
Taking fire.
Yes, Commander.
okay, you can finish that.
Firing
Come on, we don't got all day.
victorious.
Commander.
Kerpow! That was my trade port from before. I paid good money for that trade port. Okay. Okay. I told myself I wouldn't cry. So when the planet swapped, it didn't delete the old structures. It does that with some situations, If they had built a new starbase, it would have done it. But there's a few situations where you can end up fighting your own stations that way. It's weird. It's one of the weirder parts of EAW. You know what you're thinking? Like, usually EAW is such a finished and polished game with nothing weird in it. But believe it or not, there are some parts of Empire at War, not just in mods, but in the base game, that doesn't work properly or don't work properly. Like, the secondary structures were not a huge focus in the base game, so they never really got that attention. You had like the long-range scanners, the gravity well stations. About it. All right, let's bring Curse of the Galaxy. Bubbling. We'll back very soon.
Ready to update orders.
Stormbringer. Better than Lorinar. Nasty. I think these are my favorite EA ships. These little guys.
Yes,
Stay in formation.
I'll take care of
we'll
this.
level them.
It's about to be destroyed. Getting a lock.
Charging generator.
I have them now.
All those little IPBs.
Gun crews make ready. Ahead full.
Enemies in range. On my way, sir.
See what the
Vehicle in production. Vehicle in production.
a lot of infantry. Checking out Rude. Oh, I know what map that is. Okay. Oh yeah, it's not showing. Trying to Thrawn redo, but thank you very much. I appreciate the donation even if YouTube doesn't. Not showing there, or Streamlabs. That is a base game map that I don't particularly like on. I think I need to put some of these guys same fleet.
Invasion commencing.
I don't know why I'm going with that. Alright. We're gonna do the battle with X1, and that'll finish off our brave campaign. The New Republic was lucky enough to get a reprieve, but since that's not gonna end the battle or end the campaign anyways, we'll just leave it at that. How many SSDs do I have? I have the Bellator, I have the Assertor, I have Ars Dangors. The Ars Dangors, the Vengeance. And I have Nighthammer. I think I have 4. I might be forgetting one there.
Choose your
About to kill one.
reinforcements. All ahead full.
How many ships that lived the entire campaign? There are a few that didn't die at all.
Lots of frigate reporting. All sections at your
But I don't know that any lived from, like, the first battle
at once. Fire at will.
now. We had that one battle towards the start that really could have fucked us up. The one at Mordja.
Destroyer ready. All sections at your command,
AX1.
my lord.
Let's go.
Form up. The lasers are our target.
Stormbringer.
Copy. Location confirmed.
Better than Lorinar. That puts us at full 300.
Engaging the enemy. All batteries commence firing.
Destroyer here.
Now get out of here, nameless executor.
Here. All fighters attack.
Tires reporting in. Attack. Comlink active.
Get our bombers in. All of our bombers.
Form up. Targeting. Awaiting orders. Those laser banks are the primary target.
ISD coming in is going to be a problem.
All sections at your command, my
Okay,
lord.
we are at 2/3 shields. You're at 1/3 shields. And we're gonna power to weapons as soon as we can on that.
I copy.
The volcanic maps, I think, always look really nice. Space.
We've got them on scope.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Fire at will.
Reporting. The lasers are our target.
All sections at your command, my
Favorite
lord.
SSD? I think the Bellator is.
Standing by.
Oh shit.
Yes,
Oh
Commander.
shit. This raid fleet is not fucking around.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Closing on
Super
target.
Star Destroyer ready.
Yes, Commander. Our target priority is the laser.
Alright. Power to weapons.
All sections at your command, my lord.
Stop their bombers from being a problem.
Destroyer ready.
The lasers are our target.
Okay. I think we need to kill that Providence. That Providence has been giving it too much help here.
He's headed your direction. Engaging the enemy.
Awaiting your command.
I think we're soon will be okay. I can move him out of there if I need to, but I was hoping to take out some of the acclimators, or some of the munificent at least. We're getting him there. Yeah, bombers, just finish off that.
Reporting. Target the laser.
All sections at your command, my lord. Engaging the enemy.
Commander. Our target priority.
Okay, don't worry about the ion cannons. Worry about the turbo lasers.
Reporting in.
Super Star Destroyer ready. All batteries commence firing. Fire at will.
Heavy turbos, heavy turbos.
All batteries commence firing.
Those laser banks are the primary target. Coming around.
Okay, you're just gonna go farther back there. If this raid fleet decides it wants to do anything useful, we'll be here.
Form up. The lasers are our target.
Stations on standby. Increase power to weapons.
Frigate here.
Oh shit, Lancer, you made it. I didn't keep you moving because I thought you were dead.
Fall out.
No, I'm sorry. You deserve better. Okay, fuck up those missiles. Maybe you'll make it out. You're very slow. The missiles can't hurt you.
I'm on this one.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
I don't know, I think saying that X1 looks kind of like Donald Trump isn't really a political comment.
Ready. Coming around. Target the lasers.
Cruiser ready.
I've got them in my sights.
Lock weapons and fire.
Bomber standing by.
Yeah, you get the Doppler shift on the missiles, but turbo lasers, it doesn't help as much. Bam. Let's get to the other side.
All sections at your command, my lord.
I copy. Fire. Heading to destination.
You should actually get to the other side too.
Reporting.
Target priority is the laser cannons.
Comes the next volley. Bam, 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 bam. Got it. None of them hit.
Lots of frigate reporting.
But the turbo lasers. Can't stop the turbos. Shoot the turbos! There's some shields. Shields.
Around for another run.
This way.
Get back here.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
I get, yeah, that's it. You did so well. I'm sorry, Lancer. But that means we can bring in a Raider back here. And it's fine up here. Some YZs.
Command. Ahead full.
Fire for maximum effect.
Gun crews make ready.
Yeah, let's get some F's in chat for that that poor Lancer.
Star Destroyer standing by.
A band like what a story arc it had. What a health cape we've made.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Star Destroyer reporting.
Okay, soon you've made it to the danger zone, so probably want to flip that around. The capital ships all have point defense. So most ships in Star Wars actually do have some kind of point defense. It's just for the purposes of game mechanics. Because it's an ability, we can't have it degrade with hard points dying. We made it only be on rapid laser cannons, which we put on a select number of units. Thank you, Triton, for the $100 donation. Memorial Fund for Cascade the Brave Lancer.
All sections at your command.
We'll build a statue or something.
Awaiting your command.
Maybe when I die, if someone ever puts together a top 10 moments of EAW playthroughs on Corey Loses, well, that'll be included.
All sections at your command. My
Well, they're attacking the side we have no weapons on.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Reporting in. Watch your back. Are our target. Fire at will.
Roger that.
Ready for commands. Intercepting.
Roger that.
So we're gonna kill X1.
Destroyer here. Copy.
Ready.
But at what cost?
I copy.
Form up.
All sections at your command.
Because that's a lot of units, and we can't turn
Around much longer.
to face them very well.
Reporting. Attacking.
Let's see if we can turn over here.
Choose your reinforcements.
We want tenacity behind them.
Target critical. I'll take
We'll
care
throw
of
in
this.
some anti-fighter here. It won't be enough.
Awaiting order.
Let's get our bombers onto that side.
Star
Or
Destroyer
soon you can finish off the Executor, Stormbringer,
targeting.
turn to the carriers.
Super Star Destroyer ready. Engaging the enemy.
Copy.
Heavy bombers. You know what?
Star Destroyer.
Fix that yourself.
Squadron standing by.
And Bren, you need to come and kill some bombers for us.
Ready for battle.
Along with the
All sections
interceptors
at your
there.
command, my lord.
There we go.
Yes, command.
Now we can
Engaging the enemy. I'm on. Awaiting.
retire our turbo lasers from killing X1 to focus or to spend more time with our families.
Nowhere to run.
Awaiting your orders.
Sir, I...
Stations on standby.
Target at maximum.
They've all like switched over to look at tenacity.
Lock weapons and fire.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Reporting.
Squadron standing by.
Tenacity's dead, but it might have saved Shuninji content.
All batteries commence firing. Choose your reinforcements.
Right away. I've got him. Moving out. Heading out.
Alright, I don't actually think we lose our asserter here.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
We've got the side with actual weapons turning to face these precursors. We're killing off their fighters pretty easily here. Now that Bren's in the neighborhood.
Reporting in. Sir, we've got them on scopes. Sir,
All sections at your command, my lord.
I've got it. Our target pilot
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Playing Mustafar and Sullust are two of the
All
better
sections at your
looking
command, my
space maps.
Form up. The lasers are our target. Our target priority is the laser cannon.
Instructions received.
Okay, Bren will finish off the rest of their fighters.
Super Star
Yeah,
Destroyer
they don't got that. They're done.
engaging the enemy.
They're done. No maidens. Go touch Grace. I'm not sure how It's Fine survived that as well. They got like dropped on the Executor. But how could you kill a cute little gunship like this?
The lasers are our target.
There. Took a
All
screenshot.
sections at your command, my lord. All
Oh, where do you think you're going? You guys chose to come here.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Taking them out.
Super Star Destroyer ready.
Yes, Commander.
Did you think you could just kill my asserter?
At your command, my lord.
It's gonna take a while in dry dock, but
Engaging the enemy.
alright. Since we did already beat the New Republic before we had the premature victory and had to reload to do the Mustafar battle, that is gonna do it for this stream and playthrough. It's all done. We could technically invade Mustafar, but
Ready.
so yeah, that's gonna do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the playthrough as we get closer to the 3.2's release. There will be a poll going up soon for our next single stream Galactic Conquest, and there will also be another smaller playthrough like the Maldrood one coming up soon. Now that this one's done and we're into the Hapens, that's our kind of like big progressive playthrough. But yeah, thanks again for all the support this year. This campaign and the Greater Maldrood one have been going on since the start of the year. And like I said at the start of the stream, there's been like a huge growth in viewership over those campaigns, both here and on Twitch. So I am hoping to maybe hit Twitch partner this year as just another goal that we may or may not hit. And maybe we'll get to 50k subscribers this year as well. So thank you again, everyone. I really do appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed already or haven't liked the stream, do one of those on the way out and have a good day. Like, you have to do one of those. I'm not just asking. That's legally a requirement. But because if you like the stream, then the stream gets shown to other people. And that makes more things happen. And I don't make the rules. But it's just how it works. Have a good day, everyone, though. Bye.